Alright guys, so for my first road trip on my goal to driving every road in Utah, it was actually over Memorial Day. My family, kind of last minute, spur of the moment, we decided to go to Great Basin National Park, which is actually in Nevada, but like just over the border, outside of Delta, about 100 miles. So we left our place in Farmington, went through Salt Lake out to Tooele, down to Delta, and then while we were in Delta, we actually stopped and um, saw the Topaz internment camp, which is something I've always wanted to see. It's like a really cool history of Utah that you hear about, but it's so far out you never really get to see it. So one of the sad things about the Topaz internment camp is after World War II is over, they tore a lot of the buildings down and kind of just wanted to forget about the history of it, not thinking that it would be a big history and kind of a thing that people would want to see. So this video that I'll include as I'm talking about this, it's just like an empty field. Like there's some like foundations left from the internment camp. Overall, I was like a little disappointed. There's like not too much to see, but there's a museum in town that definitely has a lot more to see, and there's some really cool videos. So in Delta, Utah, it's just super flat. Like you can just see for miles. And as you're leaving, headed west towards Great Basin National Park, off to the right there was like, it looked like yard art. Anyways, we're like, we gotta go see that. What in the world are those? So we went down this dirt road to these, I don't know what you call them. I'll include the video. If anyone knows, like comment down below. But we just like took a video of it. We're like super curious what it was. We could never figure it out. So as you leave Delta, there's a sign that says like next service is, I want to say it was like 85 miles, and that's when you know like you're headed into the desert. And on the way you pass Notch Peak, which is the second highest cliff face in North America, first being El Capitan. And last year a buddy and I went out and climbed that, so it's kind of cool to see it from kind of the other side as we drove by and to look up at it.
Gas went up in price. Drive around. Oh, that what we're staying in?
Yeah.
Drive around over in there. Look at all the stickers on that. Just made it to the Utah-Nevada border, west of Delta. Gonna go off to the Great Basin National Park, go check that out. Yeah, not a lot out here. It's pretty just long straight roads coming in.
So we didn't spend too much time in the park that night. They were kind of closing down, so we ended up just going back down to Beaver, Nevada, which is just outside of the park, and finding something to eat. There was only 3 places to eat. It's a pretty small town, and the one kind of had the best street appeal, and it was called, I don't really know how to pronounce it, so I'll include it here.
Kerouac.
And it was like, for being such a small town, it was a super cool atmosphere. It was like super hip, something that you would see like in downtown Salt Lake. And they just had a super simple menu. They served burgers, salads, and pizza. We got the specialty pizza, and I wish it was closer to Salt Lake City, because I would definitely go back to this place. Last night we stayed at the Border Inn Motel, which is there. And this is Nevada, this is Utah. The border is right there for Utah, Nevada. Put the casino and slot machines right on the border. Utah, welcome to Nevada. So we stayed in Utah, but you have breakfast in Nevada. Pretty crazy. So if I had to give a review of the place we stayed at, it was called the Border Inn, and it was just a no thrills place to put your head down at night. Simple, kind of dated. And my only complaint was because you slept in Utah and like the casino and that was in Nevada, the whole time your iPhone and Apple Watch for me just like played games. Like it was just jumping back and forth. It could never tell where it was at because you're so close to the border. That was kind of frustrating. So after we saw the Liam Caves, which I'd recommend them. They were pretty sweet. I was able to convince my dad to actually take the long way home by going farther south to Milford and Beaver and then shoot all the way home on I-15. It added probably an extra 45 minutes, but it was able to check off a road that I would not otherwise probably never go again. So that was a pretty big check off. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We ended up just grabbing drinks, getting some gas, and then heading home. Stay tuned. I know I've got a trip planned to Southern Utah and Las Vegas, which I have a pretty creative idea I'm going to try and pull off for that video. Yeah, if you like it and you want to follow me along, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. See you.